Oh yes, we're doing that podcast thingy. Okay, right, I'm Jan.
I'm Sharon.
And we're menopausal friends living here in France, and we plan to share with you our lives,
Loves.
and laughter, as the saying goes.
There's always lots of that.
We'll be discussing many subjects and also just being us. Enjoy!
Woohoo!
Welcome to this week's podcast.
Hello. That sounded a bit posh, actually.
You did sound very posh. Stop pretending, Sharon.
Especially as the subject matter, I should probably go, hello.
Yeah. When we get to it, we're actually going to be covering cockney rhyming slang. Some of you have probably heard of it and are maybe curious about it. Some of you may be cockneys, who knows? If you are and we're getting it wrong, please let us know. First of all, Sharon, how's your week been?
Not too bad. Did we podcast last Friday?
We did, because we did the menopause one that's gone up today.
I've forgotten about that.
Yeah.
What have I done this week? We had a walk on Monday. Oh, I finished knitting my cow, didn't I?
Oh, that dreaded cow.
So
Yes,
pleased.
but did you got the legs positioned correctly?
I don't know.
Does he stand?
No,
Oh, okay.
he doesn't stand. But he doesn't stand in the pictures in the book either.
No, he's sat down, isn't he, with his legs stuck in front of him?
Akimbo at
Yeah.
some stage.
Yes,
as well.
yeah, because you sent me a picture of him laid down, looking very, come and get me.
Seductive.
Seductive, yeah. All right, well, so Marley would be pleased to get that then, won't
Oh, hopefully, yes. I've got them all wrapped up because there was another cow involved as well.
she? Was there?
Well, this is how it all started because I ordered a cow for Marley for Christmas, and it's one of those kind of sponsor. You get a fluffy cow.
Yes, I remember now. Yes, so you
didn't
get sent
arrive.
one when you do the sponsorship. Yeah.
Yes, and it didn't arrive, so I decided to knit one. And in the
Right.
meantime, it did arrive, so they've got two coming. And I put on the note,
I've heard of cows.
guess which one I made? As if it's not completely obvious.
Have you sent it off now then?
I've just parcelled it up, I haven't posted
Oh,
it
right.
yet. So I have to go to the post office and fill in 93 forms, won't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see how much that would cost, because it's not heavy, is it?
No,
Probably,
it's not
but
too heavy.
size-wise, it might be a bit more costly.
Yeah, so I finished that on Tuesday. Oh, haircut.
That's it. Went for a haircut.
Jan's looks
So the most
lovely.
walking we did was into the salon and back to the car.
We did think we might walk, but the weather's been rubbish again, hasn't it?
It's just awful. It's just, I think we had sort of tornadoes and things, didn't we, yesterday? We didn't, I didn't. I was oblivious to it, to be honest.
Well, I got,
Excuse
we had
me.
chair fit in the morning, which was hard work because we hadn't been the week before.
No.
And I went French in the afternoon. When I got out of the car, obviously I knew it was raining because I'd driven home in it. When I got out of the car, I just kind of gathered everything out the back of the car, like my French folder and bits. I did a bit of shopping, and then it started hailing, and the backs of my legs were absolutely soaked. I had to change my clothes when I got in.
I didn't hear that. I must have been oblivious. Duncan was up here in his office, and he said he could hear
Joan's pointing at the office.
Yeah, he said I could hear the roof creaking again. So yeah, so it must have been pretty windy, but thankfully I was oblivious to it. I was in my own little world. I think I was finishing off my ironing, and then I sat and watched another Call the Midwife. So,
Lovely.
Yeah, so that was much better than
I did finish my
being
book
out in the weather.
last night as well, which was very good.
Oh,
Where the
Crawdads Sing, yeah. So you've now read it, and I've seen the film, and I can't tell you. I told you I enjoyed it, didn't I?
Yes,
so it'd be interesting.
The book was quite long. It was quite a thick book.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I can't remember how long. It must have been a couple of hours. The film, yeah.
Yes, but there's a lot of description of the marshes and the little poems. Yeah. I wasn't prepared for the twist at the end. I won't say anything to anybody in case they currently read it, but very good.
Yeah.
Enjoyed that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was good. As I say, it'd be interesting when you see the film just to see, because you end up comparing, don't you?
Yes.
Saying what they've missed out and whatever. So, how they've changed the story, things like that.
It'd be interesting to see who. I think whoever plays her is on the front of the book I've got. But yeah, you get a picture of someone in your mind, don't you? So yeah. Do you know what? I started watching. You'll be shocked when you hear I've never watched this ever. I started watching The Wire.
I don't think I watched it either, but it's supposed to be good.
Yeah, people rave about The Wire. Obviously, it's got a young Idris Elba in it.
And that's a British thing, isn't it?
No,
oh, is
it's
it not?
American. Yeah, it's set in Baltimore.
I wonder if there was an English version, because I swear it was in English.
So a lot of people apparently didn't know Idris Elba wasn't American because his accent's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not sure. It's quite dark.
Right.
It's about drug dealers and stuff, and young kids in Baltimore who haven't really got any choice about
No.
how they're brought up. And
I have to say, I didn't realise Idris Elba was in it.
Oh yes, it was his big break, I think.
Oh, so it's before his series in UK. So what was the one in UK? Luther?
Luther.
Yeah, I love that.
I'm just looking up when The Wire was made now. 2002.
Oh, so it's quite old, really.
So
Yeah.
that's 22 years old.
Do you know what I'm thinking of? You remember the series in the 70s, something about a bouquet of barbed wire?
Oh, that is slightly different, Jan.
God, that's ages ago.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it is a 70s thing, isn't it? 70s, early 80s. Okay, barbed wire. God.
Yeah.
I don't think I've really watched it. My mum must have done or something.
It's one of those, wasn't it? I think. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so 20 odd years ago.
Yeah. And we started actually last night, just touched on it, because we were trying to remember where we were and what we were watching. And we spotted True Detective thumbnail, so I said, let's have a look at that. Sharon says it's a bit slow start, but it's okay. And we started it, and already we got wound up with, what's his name, Matthew McConaughey, and he's mumbling.
Oh,
But that wasn't why we turned off. Dunk suddenly remembered we were watching Scrublands. I said about it last week, so we went back to finish that off. So that was quite good.
Yeah.
It was quite nice because it was only 4 episodes, and so if you're not waiting ages to get to the conclusion, so it was quite a good one to watch.
Yes.
And so we're obviously still watching Law and Order, and I'm still watching Call the Midwife. So talking of that, Renee left a message saying that she actually watched all 13 seasons of Call the Midwife, and it's one of her favourite shows. So it gets to Canada.
That's good.
So, and she said she got hooked on it after reading the books by Jennifer Worth. Now, obviously, I wouldn't have read it because I don't tend to read.
Wasn't there a Jenny in the early series?
There's Jenny Agutter, who's one of the main
not
characters.
as an actor.
Oh, right.
I thought that they were written from the perspective of the woman in it.
Possibly because every week there's a lady who's obviously elderly is narrating it.
Oh, right.
Each time says a few phrases, so maybe she's the one that's doing that because it comes across as that.
Yes.
But I hadn't thought about what her name was or anything.
Yeah.
But also, we'll come back to your dreams in a minute. But before I forget, Renee's watched the podcast today about our menopause, and she was just saying about perimenopause and menopause suck, basically. And she said, agreed, it's a topic that is seldom discussed, not even by doctors.
Yeah.
So we're not imagining that.
No. Did you see that news article I sent you?
Yes, yeah. That was just saying about
employers need to take it seriously as a medical condition.
Yeah, and that's funny coincidence.
Yeah,
or did you look for that?
No, it
Just
came up on the news app the day after, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's interesting. She also says, I hope young women will listen to it. So, in other words, so they're prepared, I suppose.
Yeah.
She said she experienced extreme menopausal symptoms. No physician in Canada would prescribe HRT because of cancer thing. And she said her female gynaecologist suggested natural remedies and herbal teas. She said eventually she purchased HRT on the black market. Don't blame her, she was obviously that uncomfortable.
Well, I mean, desperate. You do get desperate.
Yeah, she said it was so wonderful to feel normal. So that shows you that's someone that's suffered it a lot worse than we are.
Yes.
And she's learnt and can confirm that some menopause symptoms like hot flushes become infrequent but apparently never go away.
Lovely.
That's a nice thought, isn't it? But
In
there
our
you go.
It'll keep us warm in our 90s.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so thanks
Very
Renee for
interesting.
commenting,
Yeah,
and no
thanks,
doubt we'll
Renee.
get some more comments from other people. But let's get back to you and your dreams.
Well, I've had a very dream busy week.
Oh God.
I haven't even I missed out one completely and I haven't put last night's down.
So I
I've got
tried desperately to
loads.
remember mine last night. It went out of my head by the time I'd
Sorry.
made my coffee.
I know that you're going to be...
I'm going to have to keep editing because Sharon's got a cough today, so if there's little
That'll be-
weird gaps, you'll know why.
That'll be doing your ears in later. Do you want to just pick one? Just touch one?
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Is that the third one down?
Oh, was it? Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I was in my childhood house where I grew up, in my
Right.
mum's bedroom, and she was out for the evening.
Right.
I think I was a teenager. Various comics came in and performed for me, as did Duran Duran.
Nice. In full gear, or the Duran Duran gear, is it?
I just
don't
remember the
just-
music, to be honest. I don't remember seeing them, just thinking, oh, it's Duran Duran. Why they were all in my mum's
In
bedroom.
the bedroom, yeah.
And various comics. I mean, I do like comics and that.
But you don't remember which comics they
No.
were?
No.
And we're on about comedian comics,
We are.
not paper comics.
Not paper comics. That would have been even funnier. Yeah, comedians came in and performed for me.
Right, okay.
And the reason I always know I'm in my childhood house, well,
Yeah.
in that bedroom, is always, it was a Victorian terraced house, and it had two windows, two sash windows,
Oh, right.
either side of a dressing table. So the dressing table was in the middle.
Ah, yes, and
Windows
it was a
either
bow
side.
window at the top, isn't it?
No,
A
I
bay
didn't have a
window?
bow. I didn't have a bow.
Oh.
They were just two straight ones. We had a bow at the bottom.
That's what I meant.
Oh, right. We were
Yes.
upstairs.
No, the,
yes,
the
sorry.
double bows are more like the 20s and 30s,
Yes,
aren't they? Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, no, Victorians always had a bow window at the bottom and two flat at the top, yeah.
Yes,
I had
yeah.
2 houses, 3 houses like that,
Yeah. And then I could see the chest of drawers on the right-hand wall, which I actually had. I inherited that, and so that was in the room as well. So yeah.
Well,
Would you like another one?
go on then, go for it.
I was in my old school building. Now I dream a lot in buildings that are very familiar to
Yeah.
me. So it's normally either my primary or my secondary school, or the house I grew up in. That's quite common. I'm always a couple of houses behind current time, so I've never dreamt about being in this house in France, and I don't think I've ever dreamt about being in my flat in
Oh, right.
the UK. So I'm still a good 10-15 years behind.
You can't really call that short-term memory either, can you? Because it's still quite
No,
a while ago.
no.
But yeah, it's strange what's sticking in your mind.
Yes, yeah.
Mm.
So I was in this is my secondary school building, but I was working there as a PA, like a secretary or
Mhm.
something. Cliff Richard came in for a meeting.
Oh, wow.
He was wearing a white suit
Oh, it's quite cliffy, actually,
and a
isn't it?
pink see-through shirt. Maybe not as cliffy.
That's not quite cliffy. He's not, you know.
He
No, I
wasn't
don't
trying to
ever remember
blend
him.
in.
I don't ever remember him bearing a chest or anything like that.
No. Someone said he lived in the road where the school was.
Okay.
This is obviously sometime later, so I went to try and find out which house it was by walking down the road.
Okay.
Devonshire
Yeah,
Drive
yeah.
in Greenwich. I ended up inside one house, but I don't think it was his. I just walked in.
Well, you are curious about other people's houses, aren't you?
Yes,
So,
I drive into houses occasionally in my dreams, like in a car. I drive along corridors, like internal corridors, a lot.
they're not wide enough for a car, Sharon.
They are in my dreams.
Unless you've got a Citroen Ami or something.
Perhaps that's what I'm sitting in.
You never know. You
I
never
don't know if I
know.
wrote that one down because I was in a corridor in a car the other day. Oh yeah, we drove into a block of flats. I'll read you.
What?
This is the last one I'll read you. I've been playing cricket.
Yeah.
I think it was Giles and Mandy who were in my French group,
Yeah.
and one of them had committed a murder.
Okay. Okay.
Now, I do
You
listen
don't know
to
which
murders.
one?
No. I do listen to murders to get to sleep, so that could have been where the murder came in. I got picked up by a casual boyfriend in a strange sports car, and it had all kinds of... It was very, very wide at that stage.
Like American sort of car.
Well, I only remember the interior, but it had lots of like computer things, almost spaceshipy. I was supposed to be meeting his parents, but at one stage we drove into a block of flats and picked up Boris Johnson.
Boris Johnson, of all people to
I know.
pick up.
I wasn't very happy. We also went through the foot tunnel. Do you remember the foot tunnel in Woolwich?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. There's at our end of the River Thames, because I suppose a lot of people, if they're not Londoners, will only know where the bridges are in central
What side
London.
would you say it comes under? What's...
Obviously, because it's a tunnel, it comes out both sides.
Oh yeah, but no, but the side we were on.
Yeah, we're south. We're south
That's
of
it,
the River
south
Thames.
side, and that is the...
That's north of the river, so that's...
Oh, it is north of the river, yeah.
So we were southeast, that would have
Yeah.
been northeast. Yes,
Right, so you
but
were
we
there.
don't have any bridges at our end of London, do we?
No.
Until you get to the Queen QE2 bridge.
No, you just got boats or, or tunnels.
Yeah. But in Woolwich, in southeast London, there's a ferry, which I think used to be the only free ferry left in Europe or something.
Yeah, something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, and also in Woolwich and Greenwich there were foot tunnels, so they were they're still there, quite narrow tunnels, aren't they?
Yeah.
That go under the Thames.
Yeah.
And they're quite long and they're a bit intimidating.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was in there, still in the car, still with Boris Johnson.
You're in a car in the foot tunnel.
Yeah.
So going against the rules, Sharon. It's the
And we went
walkers
into the block of flats he lived in.
in the car.
Yeah.
Well,
And I don't know why we were playing cricket either.
hang on, playing cricket in the flat.
No, this was before I got picked up by the casual boyfriend.
Oh,
He picked me up from cricket, I think.
just see you playing cricket. I know you like watching it, but I don't know about playing it.
I was bowling.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, it was alright. I can bowl properly.
Well, I can bowl, but I wouldn't say it goes where it should do.
Yeah, mine actually. I can bowl overarm.
Okay, what have I done this week? Obviously, we both went to chair fit as usual yesterday. Obviously, we had our hair cut. Other than that, it's just been normal. Another. People must think, what a boring life, Jan. Do the
I
same
know.
thing every week.
I spoke to,
It's just been. Again, it's the weather. It stopped us doing much at all, isn't it?
because we did talk about maybe going for a walk after having a haircut. didn't
Yeah,
we?
the weather put pay to that again.
Piddling.
Yeah, I've got a few sort of walks and things in mind, but we've got to wait for that weather to stop and be nice.
Yeah.
Right, let's get on to this week's topic, and as I say, we're doing the Cockney rhyming slang, which comes from the East End of London. I'd imagine most of you would have heard of it.
Yes.
It's not like it's a secret or anything, but there's a lot of phrases. It's more phrases, isn't it, that I've not heard of, having looked through the list. There's a lot that we do know, and we were reading the list, weren't we, with Frank and David, and when we were reading it, realised how much we did know.
Yes.
Some of it we even use and we're not even Cockney. Created apparently in the early 19th century in the East End of London, and it was created to confuse non-locals.
Yes.
What was happening was the people of the East End at the time were desperately trying to earn money, and were earning money by, it said, various means, where I read. I think we all know what that means. Basically, a lot of that's going to be by illegal means very often. So the language was created so that they could talk amongst non-locals and police, and people wouldn't know what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Now, that must have took such a long time to create, and also quite genius, I think.
Yes.
I read as well about the actual East End dialect. Apparently it's got a long history, going back to the Middle Ages in the East End. And again, that was amongst working class.
Is it worth saying now that, because people say to us about being Cockneys, we're not Cockneys.
No, because they can just tell that we're both from the southeast of England and London.
Yeah, we're in the southeast of England and the southeast of London.
Yeah.
So the official definition of a cockney is that you're born within the sound of Bow Bells.
That's right. Yeah.
And you wrote down where Bow Bells.
Yeah,
was.
it's within the earshot. Is the way they word it, but it's the same thing. Of Bow Bells, which is the Church of St Mary Le Bow in Cheapside, in the East End of London.
Yes.
And where did you said you looked up where that is exactly? Where is Cheapside?
Yes. So it's not far from St Paul's Cathedral.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't imagine it being that far in, but.
My dad was a cockney. So he was born within the sound of Bow Bells, and he was from Custom House, as he would have said.
From where?
Custom House.
Oh, Custom House.
Custom
okay.
House.
Is that an estate or something?
No, that's an area.
Oh, I've not heard of that either.
And a custom house would have been where you paid your customs, your duty,
Right, yeah.
for goods coming into the country, or so it's right on the river.
So the actual house itself and the area around it
was
ended up being Custom House.
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably
Yeah.
just evolved, doesn't it? I would have
Yes.
thought. Yeah.
Yes. So obviously the Thames used to be extremely busy, traffic-wise. Things would come in from Europe and come up the river.
Mm.
These days, any kind of trade stops long before it comes into London, doesn't it? Tilbury Docks in Essex.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a big,
I don't know. Big what?
I don't know.
Dock?
No, containers. So
Yeah.
you get big container ships these days.
Yeah, and that, yeah.
Huge, aren't they? So
Yeah.
they couldn't have got up the Thames.
No.
It's just not that wide. But years ago, trade would come right up into the city of London, wouldn't it?
Well, you're not more knowledgeable as me on that as usual. Yeah, so we've touched on the history, so now we're going to go through the words.
A lot of these I just don't recognise.
No, I've got I don't know how many there are, but I've got a whole long list. 101.
Wow.
So I'll go to the top of the list because they're probably ones that the more common ones maybe. So
Yes.
I'm going to start with, I don't know if it's going to be on here, that's the only trouble. I tried to find somewhere that actually said where the words came from, and I'm starting with Adam and Eve. It means believe.
Yes.
So when someone talks to you, and I remember my ex using it, my dad using it, and we're not even, obviously as I said, we're not Cockney.
Would you Adam and Eve it?
Yeah, would you Adam and Eve it?
Yeah.
So it's funny when you do know, it's not that much of a, what's the word? It's not much of a secret, is it? Because
Yes,
most of us know what these words mean, so it's quite weird, really.
It's funny because some of them are still used as the full phrase, and others you never hear the full phrase. You just hear
No,
one
even
word.
that gets abbreviated, doesn't it? I mean, Adam and Eve it. I think usually most people. I don't think I've heard anybody shorten that.
No.
And I can't find where that's come from, but that does mean believe. If I can find out where it's come from, I will say. This is something I don't hear very often, but it's Alan Wickers.
Yes.
And he used to be a travel, sort of travel vlogger on TV, wasn't he?
Documentaries he
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Alan Wickers means knickers.
See, that's not very old because that would have been the 1960s.
Yes, so it must. I mean, I think there are some that have evolved, later on.
Yeah.
Again, it's not something. It looks like actually looking at this, they might be in alphabetical order, so we may be able to find some of them. I've got apples and pears,
Yes.
and that is
Stairs.
stairs.
Although my dad also used to say up the wooden stairs to Bedfordshire to go to
Yeah.
bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard a few people say that, and usually it was probably my nan or someone, sort of an older generation. Okay, so next one, Artful Dodger is lodger.
Yes.
Now, is that a recent one or is that an old one?
Well, Artful Dodger comes from Charles Dickens' book, doesn't it? Oliver Twist.
Oliver Twist, that's right.
Which would have been that's Victorian times, so mid-19th century.
Yes, I mean, if it's come, so that is like a one for the time, isn't it?
Yes,
Because it
yeah,
was a
yeah.
a name
But
of the time.
then again, maybe I'm jumping to conclusions. I can't imagine many East End working class people have read a lot of Dickens. So
That's a good point. So where
even if they could have read.
yeah, where did they get that from?
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting.
Next one I've got Ascot races braces, obviously meaning, I'm assuming the braces that are on your trousers, because back then again they used to wear them a lot, didn't they?
Yes. What they call those in suspenders?
Suspenders, yeah.
In
Although it's,
America.
it is, isn't it? Or was that the ones for the socks? But yeah, it's the same principle.
Yes. Yeah.
Next I've got Aunt Joanna, which is piano, but they would say piana.
Yeah. And I've certainly heard people say about playing the Joanna.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
It's the sort of thing you do on that series, East End. What was it called? EastEnders, wasn't it? They used to use quite a lot of rhyming slang on that. One on the screen, there's actually one I haven't got on my list, and that's Army and Navy. I've heard this they're saying is gravy, and the reason they do it like this because gravy was plentiful at meal times in both services. And that seems a bit weird to me, but
No.
I'm sure there was another word for gravy. I can't remember what it was. Another one I've got is baked bean. Don't know that one. And that's Queen. The old baked bean. It's possible.
No.
But
No.
I
Don't
know where that
recognise
would have come
one.
from. Bees and honey is money, as bees are the epitome of work. Work produces money, the possession of which is sweet, apparently. Now this one, borrow and beg, which means egg. Not sure. They reckon that's a term that enjoyed a free lease of life during the Second World War and when there was food rationing period.
Again, that's quite recent, isn't it? Second World War, so that's not 1850
Yeah,
either,
no,
is
that's
it?
right.
So again, that's not one I've heard of.
Ball and chalk,
Ball and chalk.
walk.
No.
Don't know that one either.
No.
We don't. If anybody knows if these actually do exist, it'd be good. But I found the ones I'm reading are on London Topia, and the others I'm looking at are a guide to Cockney rhyming slang via the Guardian paper.
I've got some that I'm more familiar with.
Yeah, go on.
Barney Rubble.
Yep, know that one.
Yeah, trouble.
Trouble, Barney Rubble, trouble. So if you're getting into Barney Rubble,
Or you get into a Barney,
yes,
which means an
which
argument.
means an argument. Now
Yeah.
I think we all use that, don't we?
Yeah.
Barney.
Yeah, we had a bit of a Barney.
Yeah.
I've got boat race
Face.
for face.
Yeah.
Mince pies.
Yeah, I've got boat race in mine. Mince pies, eyes. Yeah.
Eyes. Tea leaf.
Thief.
Yep,
And that's used quite a lot as well,
it
isn't
is,
it?
isn't it?
Or what someone might use it in a sentence in a different way. You might have old tea leaf that. So thieved
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Brahms and Liszt.
Yes, pissed.
Yes, another one for being a little drunk.
Yeah. I've got baker's dozen. Cousin. No?
No.
Don't recognise that one either. So say some of them we don't hear used. What we need is a cockney to actually tell us whether they used or do use any of these.
Yeah.
Barnaby Rudge,
No.
Judge,
Barnaby Rudge. That's another Dickens character, isn't it? Barnaby Rudge.
possibly.
Brown bread.
Yeah, brown bread dead.
Dead.
That's another very common one.
Yes.
When you say, oh, by the way, he's brown bread.
Cream crackered.
Knackered.
Yep. Oh yes. Now this is one that has been shortened over time, and that's your barnet.
Right, okay.
If I was to say nice barnet.
Talk about your hair.
Yes.
But where has that been shortened from?
Barnet Fair.
Oh, so there must be a story behind that, you'd have thought.
And of course the other one related to that is syrup.
Yeah, so that would be syrup of figs, wig.
Yes.
Wigs, yeah.
So, he's wearing a syrup.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
another very commonly used one.
Yes. And have a butcher's at that.
Yes, and that means about having a look.
Yes.
Is that shortened?
Yes, so it's butcher's hook.
Yes, just come to me as you said it, butcher's hook, look.
Yeah. And this is
Fine.
another one that's quite often shortened when you say my old china. Hello, me old china.
Old china plate. Mate.
Yes. He told me a porky.
Porky pie. And let's see
Yeah.
again, just what we were saying now,
Yeah.
that so many have been shortened. Porky
Yeah.
pie, lie.
He's telling porkies.
Yeah.
Shall I tell you the little song my dad used to say to me? And he used to say, right, up the wooden stairs to Bedfordshire.
Yeah.
Take your daisy roots off your mince pies.
Right, okay, so you take your boots off your mince pie. Oh, no,
No,
Daisy.
not right. Daisy. No, off your plates of meat. Sorry, that was me. So you take your daisy roots off your plates of meat.
All right, so so your boots off your feet.
Take your titfer off.
Tit for tat hat.
Yes.
Yes.
And then I can't remember. You'd
Oh, yeah.
anyway, and we'd put your head on the weeping willow.
Weeping willow pillow.
Close your mince pies
Mince pie's eyes.
and go bo peep.
And go peep, bell peep, sleep. It's quite sweet, isn't it?
So he used to tell me that. When I was going up to bed at night.
I've got battle cruiser, boozer.
Okay. Okay.
So I don't know if that's another one that was changed because I knew and I've heard of it obviously called the boozer, and the boozer's the pub where they say
Yes.
you have a drink or you having a boot. That's funny. Where'd that come from?
Booze.
Yeah, booze. So booze means alcohol, doesn't it?
Yes. Maybe it came from Battle Cruiser. I don't know.
Yeah, but obviously boozer is the place where you get your booze.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah, okay. Bird lime. That's time, as in prison.
Oh yes.
Birdie.
And people say he's doing bird.
Yes. Yes, that's it.
So he's
bird.
doing time.
Yeah. So we'd
Yeah,
forgotten about
yeah.
that one.
I've got whistle.
Whistle and flute. Suit.
Yes. So he's wearing a nice whistle.
I got Bob Hope. I think I remember this one. Soap.
Oh, I don't remember that. Yes.
But I've also heard people say, people say that you've got no Bob Hope or something or other, as in using it for hope. So maybe they were just
Yes,
using it to
yeah.
their own
Yeah.
advantage.
Bob Hope was an American comedy actor,
Yep.
but he was
I loved Bob Hope.
he was born in London,
That's right, in Eltham.
because there's a Bob Hope Theatre in London.
Yeah.
In Eltham, sorry. Yeah.
I've got bottle and glass.
I'm inclined to say arse.
Yep, that's it.
But you also say he's got bottle, meaning
He's brave.
Yes.
Mm.
So is that different?
He's got bottle. Yeah. So, I've said that so many times, not really thought of what was behind it.
Yes.
And when you think about that, would be bizarre, because why would you say he's got a bottle? You just imagine someone standing there with a bottle. But it does. Yeah, it just means
Yeah.
it's a bottle and glass. So yeah, would they say that? Saying that he's got arse because he's brave?
I don't know. Hank Marvin?
Hank Marvin. Oh, I can't remember that one.
Starving.
Starving. Oh, that's me most of the time.
Yeah.
I'm always Hank Marvin.
But that's 1960s, isn't it? Because Hank Marvin was in The Shadows, Cliff Richard's
Yeah.
band. Talked
Yeah.
about Cliff Richard earlier on in
Yeah.
his see-through shirt.
Brass tacks.
Facts.
Yes.
That's one that's still used, isn't it?
Brass tacks means facts. Bricks and mortar.
Bricks and mortar. Daughter?
Yep.
Oh, right, okay. Rosie Lee?
Tea.
You'll have a cup of
That's
Rosie.
quite a common one, isn't it? You have a cup of
Yeah.
rosy.
Yeah.
I've got bread and cheese.
No.
Sneeze.
Oh, right, okay.
So I don't think you could shorten that, really, could you? Couldn't say I bread or I cheese.
Cheese.
You might as well say sneeze.
Yeah.
And also some of these, why would they be so secretive?
Yes.
Because they're just normal
Maybe it
things.
started off as that and then became just a way
Yeah.
of talking. Because Ruby Murray is another one that's more recent, isn't it? When you go
Well,
for
I
a
think
Ruby.
so. I suppose they did have curries, but not
But
well, that
Ruby
far back
Murray's
in the
is she a
East
singer?
End.
Is she a singer, Ruby Murray?
I don't know.
So you go for a Ruby, don't you?
Yes, definitely go for a Ruby.
Right, I'm going to
It's funny, my ex-husband used to use a lot of East End words, but he wasn't a cockney. Just picked
Yeah.
it up from people. Obviously we were in the southeast, but not in
She
that.
was a singer in the
Ah,
1950s.
okay. Bristol City.
Oh, that'll be your boobies.
And I think that is because you're saying Bristol City titty,
Yeah,
aren't you?
but people do refer to their Bristols,
They're
don't
Bristols, yeah.
Yeah.
Having huge Bristols, some people would say.
they?
Bubble and squeak.
Well, I use that, but I don't know the origin of it.
I don't know the origin of it.
Bubble and squeak is leftovers.
Oh no, that's not what this means.
Oh, right.
It means Greek. And I've heard people saying that.
Oh, and no, I haven't.
Yeah, he's a bubble. He's a Greek.
He's a bubble.
But yeah, bubble and squeak is leftovers fried in a pan. And lovely. That's all I
Now,
can say.
here's one that I do use, but I never knew the origins. When something's taters. Oh, spit taters out.
Yes. I don't use it very much, but again, it's something my dad used to say. Taters. It's a bit taters. What's the back
Well,
behind that?
it means cold. Oh, it's taters out.
Yeah.
It's a bit cold. Taters in the mould.
Oh.
Perhaps
Don't know.
No.
I mean, taters, you'd think they were talking about potatoes, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Because I sometimes say taters, but not very often, because I'm posh.
Yes.
But, yeah, no, that's a weird one. What about bubble bath?
Bubble bath. Bubble.
You'll know it. You're having a bubble.
Laugh.
You're having a laugh, yeah.
Oh, so you hear people say giraffe more often these days, don't you?
Yeah, what's that one then? You're having
Having
a
a
giraffe.
I think it
That's
just rhymes
laugh
with
as well.
laugh, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Garden gate.
Well, is that just plate? No?
8. These are numbers.
Eight.
These are
Oh,
numbers.
8.
Yeah.
Garden gate 8, the number. Oh. What about Chalfont? I've heard of this. Chalfont St Giles. That has definitely been shortened. It's got a bit of Giles. Piles,
Oh.
as in hemorrhoids.
Oh, right.
He's got some Giles. My dad always used to say that.
I like that. Oh, dear.
You said Chalk Farm, didn't you?
No.
Well, there's another one. Chalk Farm Arm.
Well, Chalk Farm's a place, isn't it?
Yeah. And that's in London, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, yeah.
Cock and Hen.
That'd be a pen.
10.
10. Oh, it's another number one.
Yeah. Cows and Kisses.
Cows and kisses.
Mrs. As in the wife.
The old
So I
cows
don't
and
know what they say when it comes to it, because they would just say Mrs., wouldn't they? But I can't see the old Cows and Kisses, the old Mrs.
No.
No, I can't say I remember hearing that one.
Half-inch.
Half-inch pinch, as
Yeah.
in thieving something.
Yes,
So it's,
he half-inched it.
yes, I've heard someone say that. He
Yes.
half-inched it.
Yeah. Now this is one where I again knew the beginning but didn't know where it came from. Cobblers. He's talking cobblers.
Yes, yeah. But yeah, why would that?
Cobblers' awls means balls.
Yes, I was going to say he copped it in the cobblers,
He
didn't
copped
he?
it in the collops.
As in
collops.
the balls or the testicles.
Cobblers' awls. I don't know what an awl
Cobblers'
is.
awls. Oh, actually, no, it's probably that round thing that they put the shoes over, isn't it? To hammer on, maybe.
Oh, right.
That's all I can think of.
Oh, that's good, Jan. I like that.
Currant bun.
Currant bun.
Oh, you've got to know this.
Currant bun. Or like a bun in the oven.
Sun.
No.
The old currant bun. You must. Oh, God, my dad used to say currant bun.
No.
Sorry,
no.
I got a squeaky chair again. And it also apparently means, it says the Sun, a British newspaper. They say it for that as well. I don't
Oh,
know why.
right. Oh, yeah.
Custard and jelly.
Belly.
Telly.
Telly.
Now,
Oh,
I don't know if
right,
I've heard
okay.
that.
No, I haven't heard
Shortened. The old custard or jelly, not heard that. It says telly or in brackets, television.
that one. Television.
Darby and Joan.
See, I've heard that. Is it a moan?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know who
I don't know
Darby
if they,
and Joan are.
whether they're likely to say that, oh, they're having a derby or something. In London they might, but I've not heard anybody say that. Dicky Bird.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
He doesn't say a dicky bird.
yeah, it doesn't say a dicky bird. Or he don't say a dicky.
Hampsteads.
Hampstead Heath Teeth.
Yeah. Nice Hampsteads.
Yeah. Dicky Dirt.
Oh, that's your shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely heard that one.
Where that's come from, I don't know. And I can always remember my dad, if, was it your Dicky Dirt's hanging out? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've heard people just say Dicky as well.
Yeah, your Dicky, that's a bit, yeah. Saying Dicky's a bit weird though, isn't it?
It is these days.
The Dicky's hanging out.
That's very completely different.
Dinky Doos.
Dinky Doos, that's shoes, isn't it?
I've not heard of that one. Again, that's probably been Dinky Doos, your dinkies. No, I've not heard of it said.
I just remembered another one for balls then.
Go on.
Yeah, Niagara's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Niagara Falls.
Yeah, he got kicked in the Niagara's.
Yeah. Dog and Bone.
That's a phone, isn't it? Yeah, that's still well used, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
On the old Dog and Bone. He called me on the old Dog and Bone. Oh, did you say dog's meat?
No.
No, that's another one apparently for feet from the early 20th century.
Oh, right. Plates of meat, my dad used to say. Yeah.
Duck and dive.
Duck and dive. Well, that's using as an expression to kind of, if you're ducking and diving, you're kind of hiding.
Yeah, well, it's used for saying you're skiving, so it's skive.
Duck and dive,
Duck and dive, skive.
Oh, right. So maybe when
Makes
you're
sense,
ducking,
yeah, you're skiving, so you're ducking around to avoid people, aren't you?
Lucy Locket.
Pocket.
Pocket.
Because Lucy Locket did have a pocket, from what I remember from
That's
the
a nursery
rhyme.
rhyme, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got Duke of Kent.
I can only think of Bent.
Rent.
Oh, Duke of Kent, Rent.
Have we got another one?
Yeah, go on. No, you.
Dustbin lid.
Kid.
Yeah. That's used quite a lot. Again, my dad used the old dustbin lid kid.
Yeah.
Elephant's trunk.
Oh, that's another drunk one, isn't
Yeah,
it?
means drunk. I wonder how they would use that in a sentence. Like a lot of these, how would they use them in a sentence, I wonder? He was a bit elephant. If someone said that to me, I'd be going, what?
Yes, yeah.
Fireman's hose, you said that, didn't you?
No.
There's nose.
Oh, fireman's hose. Surprised I don't know
Got
that.
punched him on the fireman's, or
Seeing
the
as my
fireman's
dad
nose.
was a fireman. Yeah.
Yeah. Flary-Dell. Cell. I assume it means a prison cell.
Oh, a prison cell, that kind of.
Flary-Dell. Again, I don't know how you'd flow that. I'd love to hear a proper East Ender use a whole sentence or a whole thing, but using all of these, and we'd have to work it out. It'd be quite funny actually to write it, wouldn't it? To write a little paragraph full of these. It would be quite
Now,
funny to see how it sounded.
This is one I've heard, and this is actually a double rhyming slang.
Okay.
So it's been through a couple of and that's Aris.
With an H, Aris, or just Aris?
Well, yes, just A-R-I-S.
Right, okay. No,
You talk about your Aris?
Yeah, it'd be in your backside.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And this is a double rhyme. So it starts with bottle and glass, meaning arse,
yeah.
but also bottle rhymed with Aristotle.
Oh, right.
So it went from Aris to Aristotle to bottle and glass. Bottle, Aristotle, bottle and glass. That's very complicated.
Who sat down and done this? It's amazing. Oh, Frog and Toad.
Is that just road?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Quite often people say it went down to Frog and Toad. And imagine that was probably used quite a bit if they were trying to be cagey about where someone had gone or something.
Yeah.
Oh, you said this one, I think, didn't you say Gypsy's Kiss?
No.
Oh, piss.
Oh, right.
It's gone for a Gypsy's.
No, don't know that one. What about Khyber? Up the Khyber.
Up the Khyber. So it's up the Khyber, but it means... But was it Khyber Pass, or is that just what it means? Up the Khyber Pass. Arse! God, there's a lot of them for arse, aren't there?
There are a lot for arse, aren't there?
It's obviously something they used to talk about a lot. And I don't know what that would have to do with doing criminal stuff, unless they were saying he was being an arse or something. I don't know. I've got... Oh, it's another one that's a bit rude. Beware, listeners. Hampton Wick. Prick. So, but then I suppose it does to mean, if you didn't mean it that way, it could just mean prick of a needle.
Yes.
But I think it's more likely it meant the other.
I like this one, and I didn't realise the connection. Treacle. Because I used to work with a guy who always used to go, hello, treacle. I used to really like it.
As in, you're sweet, or?
Well, it means sweetheart, and it comes from treacle tart.
Ah, yes. Do you know, because when you said that, I immediately was thinking wig again, but that's syrup.
Yes. Yeah. I used to know a guy who used to say, hello, treacle. It wasn't probably inappropriate, seeing as I was his manager, but it was quite funny.
Oh, it's quite common for older gentlemen
men
to say that
yeah,
too, isn't it? Hello,
yeah.
treacle, yeah. I'm thinking, I've even now I've still heard people over here that are from sort of more Londoners that would say that. I've got one going back to what we've already said, Irish pig
Irish pig.
for wig.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, so maybe some people say that instead of syrup and
Yes,
fig wig,
yeah,
Irish
yeah.
pig wig. Isle of Wight, tights.
Oh, right.
Now that tights are obviously a later thing, aren't they? From the 60s
Yes,
onwards, so that
yes.
was obviously not an old
Yeah.
one. Jam jar.
Car.
Yep, that's another quite a common one.
Yes.
Jimmy Riddle.
Oh, that's a piddle, isn't
That's
it?
a piddle.
Going for a Jimmy, yeah.
Kick and prance.
Kick and prance. I want to say dance.
Yeah.
But I've
No,
not
I've not heard of
no,
that one.
no.
I can't help but think there was another one for that as well. Lady Godiva.
Fiver.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fiver as in £5.
Now this is a good one, which I've heard of a lot, but again didn't see the
Relevance. Meaning.
origin story.
Oh, right.
Say that's right. Rabbit.
As in like Chaz and Dave do rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. So it's got to be talk.
Yes.
Or talk a lot, isn't it?
Yes.
Rabbit. I wonder where that comes from. Rabbit.
Apparently it's rabbit and pork.
Oh, talk.
Yeah. No, I never knew.
I never knew the pork side
yeah,
of that.
the origin of that. Yeah.
I just knew it meant talking or whatever. So I said, rabbit, 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 rabbit. Why don't you give it a rest? Because they're obviously talking too much. Yeah. Laugh and a joke.
Laugh and a joke. No.
Smoke.
Nope, not heard that.
I can imagine someone saying he's having a joke or something. But
Yeah.
Lionel Blair's.
Oh, they were flares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Lionel Blair wore flares as well, didn't he?
Yeah. It was
Lionel Blair's is
like
some people think Americans or whatever may know him, but he was an English dancer,
started
wasn't he?
off as a
Tap
dancer,
and that. Yeah.
yes, yeah.
I think he might even have done a bit of singing, hadn't he? Loaf of bread.
Loaf of bread.
Loaf of bread.
Oh, it's your head, isn't it?
We couldn't think of that just now. Head.
Because we do
Use
say
your loaf.
use your loaf.
Yes.
Yeah.
Loop the loop.
Is that soup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have some loop the loop. Oh, there's another one for that word again. Mickey Bliss.
Or is that a piss again?
Yep.
Who was Mickey Bliss?
No idea. This has definitely got to be a later one. Mork and Mindy.
Oh yeah, that's the 70s.
Yeah, and that meant windy.
It's a bit more Mindy out. Oh.
No, you know this one. North and south.
Is it your mouth?
Yep.
Yeah.
Close your north and south. Oh, see, I got another one for what you said. Orchestra stalls.
Oh, is that your balls as
Yeah.
well?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot for
Get
balls.
kick in the orchestra. I've heard that. Or some people might even just say stalls, mightn't they? It's a bit Pat and Mick.
Thick.
Sick.
Oh, sick.
I've heard of that one.
Sick. No, I would have known Tom and Dick.
Is that, yeah? So you've got
Yes.
Pat and Mick and Tom and Dick.
There
And
were a
both
lot-
mean sick.
A lot of blokes involved in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peck and Rye.
Sly?
Tie.
Oh, okay.
Pony and Trap.
I feel as if I should know that.
You will when I tell you.
Yeah, go on.
Crap.
But
It's going for a pony.
But pony is also a money term, isn't it?
Possibly, we might get to
Yeah.
that.
I've
But
got
yeah,
it.
going for a pony and trap means, sorry listeners, going for a crap. Rats and mice.
Rats and mice. No,
Dice, as in gambling.
rats and mice.
I think I've heard of this one. Raspberry tart.
Raspberry tart. Fart!
Yeah. Some rude ones on here, aren't they?
Yeah.
But, you know, as I said in the previous podcast, we're that age where we just say what we have to say.
But then I also remember raspberry ripple
Yeah,
as a not very...
as in being a nipple.
Oh no, I don't remember as that.
Yeah,
Cripple.
raspberry nipple. Oh, and that as well. Oh,
Yes,
that's
which is obviously
possible.
not a bit of a
Again, it's just
derogatory
because
name.
it rhymes, isn't it? So raspberry nipple could be nipple or cripple. Yeah. Roast pork. Did you just say that?
I said rabbit and pork.
No, roast pork fork.
Oh. What about clothes pegs?
Clothes pegs. Legs.
Because you say pegs more
Yes,
often.
yes. People say your pegs, don't they?
Yeah,
Well, in
yeah.
London they do. Strides.
Oh, strides are trousers.
Yeah.
But I don't
And
know
apparently
why.
it's to do with strides round the houses.
Trousers.
Trousers, yeah.
I did used to know someone who said you can always tell where someone's from by asking them to say trousers. Rather than trousers.
Going back to boozer again, I've got rubber dub,
Oh yes, definitely for a pub, yeah.
pub,
Yeah.
and I had this one, sausage roll,
Sausage roll.
goal.
No.
And I'm sending out apologies ahead of this one in case anybody takes offence with it. Septic tank.
Septic tank. Oh, is that a wank?
That's a yank.
Oh right, sorry.
That's why I was sending out apologies. Or
Oh,
that would warrant an apology as well. Yeah.
Because I was going to say J. Arthur rank.
Oh yeah, that's right, going for J. Arthur, yeah. Septic tank, yeah, yank. And this one is a sherbet dab,
Sherbet dab.
which apparently got shortened to sherbet.
Cab?
Yeah, cab or taxi.
There used to be sherbet cabs.
Oh, was there?
In Bexley Village.
Oh, well, the name of the company was
Yes.
Sherbet. Oh, that's great.
Oh dear, that's quite funny.
Skin and blister.
Oh, it's Sister, I know that one.
Yeah. Oh, skyrocket.
For Pocket.
Pocket.
I did Lucy Locket for Pocket.
That's it. Sweeney Todd.
Well, I know Sweeney Todd
yeah, there's
Flying
the-
Squad.
Yeah, there's Flying Squad. Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
means.
Yeah.
That's because there was a programme in the 80s called Sweeney Todd, or the Sweeneys, wasn't
The
it?
Sweeney, yes.
Oh, there's another one for tables and chairs.
Is that for stairs as
Yeah,
well?
so it's
No,
another
I've
one
not
for
heard that.
stairs. No.
Mutton Jeff.
Mutton Jeff Deaf. Yeah,
Where does that
oh
come
God,
from?
my dad used to say loads of times, "Are you mutton?"
Your mutton.
This one, again, apologies. Tom Tit. You probably know what's coming.
Oh, that's a shit.
That's
isn't
a
it?
shit, yes.
Sorry. Yeah.
Tomfoolery.
Oh, well, tomfoolery means to muck about, but I don't know.
Foolery does, yeah, but this is
Yeah.
jewellery.
Oh, right, okay. Don't know that.
Tommy Trinder.
I know Tommy.
It's a shame they don't. On the list, they've put it in the proper phrase instead of how they would say it. So I'm sort of trying to say it how they would have said it, and that's what you need on this one.
Tommy Trinder. No.
Winder. As in window. Tommy Trinder Winder.
This is another, yeah. Richard III.
Oh, turd.
That's a turd.
Richard
isn't it?
III, turd.
Yes.
Yeah. 2 and 8.
Oh, I still use that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of us do,
Yeah.
especially menopausal women.
We're getting a bit of a state, don't we?
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
getting in a bit of a 2 and 8.
Yeah.
Means state or of upset. Vera Lynn.
Gin.
Yeah. Have a drop of Vera. Wonga.
Well, Wonga is money, isn't it?
Cash, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know where it would have come from.
No, I don't. Well, this apparently the bonus on this one is raspberry ripple nipple. So we got through them. Okay. Let's just see if some of these that are on the screen. Let's see if we recognise any. Bottle stopper for copper,
No.
meaning policeman, and I'm sure there's another phrase for, unless it's just copper, isn't it? Thinking
Yeah,
about
I
it.
don't know where copper comes from. I know peeler.
Sadly, they get called pigs as well, but that's nothing to do with Cockney, is it?
Yeah, peeler, I don't know if that's... No, I don't think that's from Cockney rhyming slang either, because, is it Robert Peel was the
As in
minister?
steel? Or-
No, the minister that first introduced police to London.
Oh, right, okay.
That's why they're called peelers.
I've got here box of toys, which means noise, and it means, because a box of toys, particularly a new one given as a present at Christmas time, causes a great deal of noise, apparently. Clever Mike means bike. Not heard of that one.
No.
Coles and Coke. Again, I think, sure there's another one for that, but that means broke.
Broke meaning short of money.
Yeah. Coat and badge means cadge, and cadge means when you want to borrow some money, isn't it? Cadge
Just
some money.
borrow anything.
It's
yeah.
sometimes known as doggets, as watermen who possessed the dogget coat and badge would charge higher fares than those without. Oh. Collar and cuff, I thought I'd heard that just means puff. An effeminate man, suggested either by their neatness of dress or by powder puff.
Didn't that mean puff? Is that where puff
Maybe
came
that
from?
did come from that, because that would make sense, wouldn't it?
But puff, you want
Which means, yeah, it's puff rather than puff, isn't it?
Yeah, but puff, for puff, wouldn't be a London way of saying things at all, would it?
No,
So maybe that's...
it's obviously come from another root. Copper flower pot, as in a shortened cop it hot, to get into serious trouble. Now that would make sense, saying he copped it.
Yes, yes.
That would have come from that.
I'm not sure about that route, though.
No. Crowded space, suitcase. Again, I'm sure I've heard of another word for suitcase. Cut and carried, married. I want to say there's another word for that as well. Applying only to the wife who is cut off from the parental support and carried or provided for by her husband. Oh, it's very controversial. Cuts and scratches, matches. Days are dawning, morning. Derry and Tom's, bombs. This one didn't alt, port. Do me good or goods, short for the cigarette woodbines, which indirectly played their part in the victory of the First World War. Yeah, because they used to give out cigarettes, didn't they?
They did.
So maybe that's where that comes from, because they thought they were doing them good, didn't they, by giving them. Fisherman's daughter, water.
Never.
Gay and hearty, a party. Helter skelter, I think I've heard of this, means air raid shelter.
No.
In and out snout. Light and dark park. Lion's lair chair. Lump of ice, advice. Lump of lead for head. Possibly merry-go-round, meaning pound, possibly heard of. Near and far, being bar. Oily rag.
I think I want to
Fag.
take issue with the Guardian's Cockney rhyming slang.
Yeah. On the floor, poor. You sort of can understand that one. Once a week beak. No. Penny come quick. A trick. No, can't see that one. Pig and roast. Toast. Pimple and blotch. Scotch. Pleasure and pain. Rain. Rank and riches. Breeches. Rattle and clank. For bank. Stand to attention. Pension. Satin and silk. Milk. True till death. Breath. Connection is very apt. Tumble down the sink. Drink. Last one yet to be. Free. Well, I'm sorry, The Guardian, we don't approve of those ones.
Well, yeah.
Apparently it says it's more than 9 years old, but that's no excuse. No, that's just
I don't
silly.
think we like that one.
We don't like that one.
No.
Well, I don't know how long that is, and I won't know until I edit it, but that was our Cockney Slang Week. As I say, we're not Cockneys, we're just
Londoners.
Londoners.
No, I'd be really interested to know how many of those, especially people outside of the UK, have heard of.
Yeah, exactly.
I think most people have heard of Cockney rhyming slang outside of
They have,
the
but
UK.
whether any specific ones. It'd be interesting to find out actually if some people have adopted those phrases as well and use them outside of England.
And not realising the origins as well.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
quite interesting to where we did find origins. Aris was one I particularly, going from Aris to Aristotle to bottle and bottle. Aristotle, bottle,
I mean,
glass,
it would be a very long video if we actually got the actual proper history from all of these, but yeah. So, well, I think that's it for this week. Any comments, obviously, put them in the comments at the bottom, and you will hear us, and we will hear from you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.